fully guided surgical kit is used with the Paltop Digital Surgical Guide. The Paltop Digital Surgical Guide is fabricated by a Paltop Digital Planning Center. The Paltop Digital Planning Center creates the surgical plan using the doctor's prescription and final authorization from the doctor. The surgical plan requires CT scan data and intraoral scan data or model data. This is the protocol for a surgery with a Paltop fully guided surgical system. The surgical guide is tried in, verifying seating through the windows in the guide.
Shutterstock Music.
A crestal incision is made, preserving keratinized tissue.
Shutterstock Music.
Alternatively, a combined tissue punch pilot drill may be used to perform flapless surgery. There is a narrow and wide tissue punch corresponding to the wide or narrow sleeve in the surgical guide. A minimal full thickness reflection is done. The DGS is inserted into the specially designed contra-angle. There is a narrow and wide DGS to choose from. The wide DGS is used for the wide sleeve in the guide, and narrow DGS for the narrow sleeve.
Shutterstock Music.
The short pilot drill is inserted into the DGS, and the contra-angle latch is closed, securing the DGS and drill. Be sure both the DGS and drill are seated completely prior to closing the latch. Position the DGS into the correct implant number sleeve and drill until the DGS bottoms out on the drill guide. The DGS must enter the drill guide sleeve before the drill tip touches bone. The drill length is indicated on the drilling report. It will be 20, 25, or 30 millimeters. 20 millimeters are indicated by a brown drill shank, 25 purple, and 30 silver. You can elect to start drilling with a shorter drill and then advance to a longer drill. For example, the drilling report may say that the drilling length is 25 millimeters, so a purple drill is used. But you can start with the 20 millimeter brown drill, then deepen the osteotomy using the 25 millimeter purple drill.
Shutterstock Music. Shutterstock Music.
Rotational movement of the contra-angle helps advance the drill.
Shutterstock Music.
The drilling sequence is now completed by choosing the next diameter shaped drill, which is the 3.25 millimeter drill in the 25 millimeter purple series.
Shutterstock Music.
Be sure to remove the bone in the drill flutes, as this bone may impair the drill from cutting and
Shutterstock
advancing.
Music.
After completing the 3.25 millimeter diameter osteotomy, the next drill used is the 3.75 millimeter drill in the same 25 millimeter purple drill series.
Shutterstock Music. Shutterstock Music.
Next is the 4.2 millimeter drill in the 25 millimeter purple drill series. Drilling is completed when you reach the final drill for the implant chosen and bone type. In this case, a 4.2 millimeter advanced plus implant is being used, and therefore the 4.2 millimeter drill is the final shape drill to be used. The drilling report indicates the implant size. The final shape drill used is according to this implant diameter. The drill sizes are indicated on the drill shank. The guide is now removed and an implant try-in is inserted to verify the final implant length. The implant try-in kit is not included in the fully guided kit.
Shutterstock Music.
When a 5 millimeter diameter drill is to be used, for example, for a 5 millimeter implant, it is used directly in the contra angle and sleeve without the DGS.
Shutterstock Music.
The guide is now reinserted and the countersink that corresponds to the 4.2 millimeter diameter implant is inserted without the DGS into the drill guide sleeve.
Shutterstock Music.
The countersink is self-limiting, but should only be used when there is dense cortical bone, and then very judiciously. Even in dense bone, consideration should be given to only lightly touching the bone.
Shutterstock Music.
There is a countersink corresponding to each diameter implant, which is color-coded.
Shutterstock Music.
Blue, 3.25, green, 3.75, red, 4.2, and yellow, 5.0. The 3.25 and 3.75 countersinks are used directly in the narrow sleeve. The 4.2 and 5 are used directly in the wide sleeve. If a 3.25 or 3.75 implant is placed using a wide sleeve in the guide, then the 325 or 375 countersink is used with the wide DGS.
Shutterstock Music.
The osteotomy should be irrigated as in all conventional procedures. The
Shutterstock
contra-angle key adapter is inserted into the contra-angle. The implant key is chosen and inserted into the contra-angle key adapter.
Shutterstock
The
music.
implant key is chosen according to narrow sleeve or wide sleeve, implant connection, NP, SP, or PCA, and key offset.
Shutterstock music.
The key offset number is indicated on the drilling report. The short key is offset numbers 8 through
Shutterstock
10.
music.
The medium key is offset 8 through 14, and the long key is offset 8 through 18.
Shutterstock music.
The implant key is seated completely into the implant. The implant is securely removed from the vial. The implant is seated into the osteotomy through the drill guide sleeve. The implant motor is set to 15 RPM and 30 Newton centimeter torque.
Shutterstock music.
If the implant rotation stops prior to complete seating, the torque level may be raised.
Shutterstock music.
The offset number shown on the drilling report is indicated on the implant key by the line above the number. The flat side of the implant key corresponds to the flat of the hex of the implant connection.
The final seating of the implant may be done with the torque ratchet on the implant key.
The implant key is removed.
Music.
If the key is tight in the guide can be removed with the implant key. An ISQ measurement of 80 demonstrates excellent implant stability. The ISQ pin is removed and the final visual inspection of the implant is done.
Shutterstock music.
The healing screw or an appropriate height and width healing abutment is selected and inserted for a 2 or 1 stage surgery.
Shutterstock music.
Simple interrupted sutures are placed. The healing abutment can be seen to appropriately support the soft tissue while preserving the keratinized tissue. The post-operative X-ray confirms complete seating of the healing abutment and records the immediate post-operative relationship of the implant to bone interface.